Jay here for Stretford Paddock. That's Joe Smith. This is Paddock Live, which means you lot, yes, yo, need to get involved. We're going to be talking about all the latest Manchester United news. We're going to be talking about Jason Wilcox.
Yes.
His big interview. He loves an interview.
He does. He's been sort of strolling around the edge of Carrington last week, and then today he's been sat down with the new Carrington, inside Carrington. He's been doing all sorts, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been up to all sorts.
A bit longer.
So we're getting into that. We're getting into some transfer news. We're getting into some other news about Manchester United. So make sure you are hitting that like button, give us a subscribe and a share and all that good jazz. Good to see everyone's in there already. Usual suspects: Mick Collahorn, BMW Racing 1974, Ross Murphy, Rob Clark, Jed 91. Should we start off then? Should we get into some puns?
Yes.
Yeah.
What we got? Just a chilled out, clean living professional. Interesting.
It's really good, this.
Hate it, personally. Go on then. Do you explain yourself then?
We've got to explain ourselves.
Yeah, you explain. Have they got the producer cam?
Yeah.
Have they got a mic?
Yeah, mic's on.
So, I get the chilled out, clean living professional. Chilled out, clean living professional. What's that make you think of?
Me.
You. Don't start being.
David Brent reminds me of a little bit.
Right, so David Brent. So, why are we going down the David Brent route with this one, lads?
He just comes across very Brent, doesn't he, in this one? Who says clean living professional?
Yeah.
Does he say that?
He says that, it's in the quote.
Oh dear, let's get into this. This is Jason Wilcox, as we said before, with a little Manchester United badge there. The ghost of a Manchester United badge, just at the top of the graphic there.
There's one down here, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple knocking about, it's nice. Let's read this. Man United chief in weekly meetings as January transfer window strategy becomes clear. It is actually very interesting, this stuff. So he said, right now I'm having weekly meetings with the recruitment team on the different profiles, the age bracket, the cost. Are they attainable with Ruben as well? Are they attainable with Ruben as well? So it's really joined up approach. He said, when we sign a player, there's so many people that are involved in the process. It's really important that we do the background checks on whether they are clean living professionals. This is really important. Ruben's got a very clear idea. It's a lot more flexible, the idea, than what people give it credit for. We've got to start. We have got to start with the end in mind and understand the game model, how Manchester United are. It's really important, and we have to put the jigsaw pieces together. So he talks as well in this about how basically the transfer window is year-round. This thing of like, yes, it's in the summer, yes, it's in the winter, but actually his work on building and sort of polishing and perfecting Man United's squad is a 365-day thing, which is interesting, obviously, because in contrast to interviews we've seen in the recent past of people saying that they started the transfer window in June for that same summer. Now we're hearing a bit more of a joined-up approach by the sound of things.
I mean, look, Ineos's transfers so far have been positive. I think they've been good. I think, start with the negative first. You can look at Manuel Ugarte, you can look at Joshua Zirkzee, and if we're being kind, you can say the jury's out on those two players. Yeah. Even though you can see, certainly with Zirkzee, the qualities he's got, and you can understand why we wanted someone like Ugarte, but I'm not going to pretend that those two have set the world alight. But other than those two, I think every other transfer under Ineos has done what it says on the tin so far. Yeah. Mazraoui's a bargain, De Ligt looks mint, Yoro looks mint, who else am I missing? Mbeumo, this summer's Lomans, even Sesko, who know Gary Neville and one or two others are trying to pick holes in him, but I think he's had a very positive start to his Manchester United career. I've been impressed with what I've seen. So I think when Dorgu, and Aidan Heaven, a no-brainer, but £1 million, and he's already played a handful of games for the first team. It looks like a very good signing and one for the future. And also, you talk about clean living professionals. We don't see any issues with these players. I know it's early doors, but Aidan Evan gave an interview with his mum, sat there, and his mum was quite sort of vocal, and she was talking about his career and everything, which is, I think, as a positive. It's like he's obviously coming from a pretty solid family background there. You look at someone like Mbeumo, who Brentford had good things to say about him. He's come here, he carries himself very well. Sesko, did we ever hear anything negative about Sesko? When he got dropped for the game at Anfield, did he kick up a fuss? He's not that guy, is he? No. At all. Cunha, who I know has got a bit of an edge to him, but he seems to be loving life at United, wanted to come to Manchester United, and I don't think there's too many sort of skeletons in his closet in terms of what's going on off the pitch. I think he's just got, he's willing to have a bit of a row now and again, if being honest. Yeah. But
and again, maybe on that front, he's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And maybe he was toward the riskier end of, is he, going to pull someone's glasses off when he has a fight or fall out with a teammate. He might have been at the very extreme of what we are now willing to do, rather than someone that doesn't want to train or stays up till 4 a.m. in the morning playing FIFA, or flies off around the world and ignores the club. All sorts of stuff we've seen from many different players down the years.
Has gone on and since Fergie retired.
Yeah, and maybe Cunha is about as risky as we want to go, but he's a good professional. He trains hard, he plays hard, like in terms of games, but at times he might step over the line in terms of his, temper or whatever. That's very different to someone that is a bad professional, I would say, personally.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
So far, it's looking all right.
Yeah.
I think if we're being honest, we'll wait and see. I think we can tell properly, can't we, at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Because they had one season where it was an unmitigated disaster. There's no sugarcoating last season. It was absolutely abysmal on all fronts.
Yeah.
This season, we'll see where we're at. And we forgave him last season, didn't we? We said, okay, it's a transition, change the manager, players, we had to move on a lot of players who just weren't up to it. We get all that. This summer and season should be different, and we'll see where we're at. Because so far it's been okay, I think. But, there's room for improvement, I think it's safe to say. Loads of people in the chat. Played Out says, I miss the days of Pogba and Lingard dancing after a 4-0 loss. Santa Notch in the chat, good to see him. Ross Murphy says, it's good to see Man United now putting more access into Carrington compared to when it was like behind closed doors. Yeah, and also I think you've got, with Ineos, a willingness to speak. Ruben Amorim obviously is the manager, he's always going to do interviews and media, and he seems relatively happy to do that and relatively comfortable doing that. But someone like Jason Wilcox, who's sort of become the face of Ineos, and for the club, he's always willing to have a chat and give an interview, where in the past, someone like, I know it's a slightly different role, but Ed Woodward gave a couple of interviews that were sort of awful, and then we didn't hear from him for years. The Glazers themselves never give interviews. Jim Ratcliffe will give an interview. Yeah. So it does seem like we're in the sort of era here under Ineos where they're happy to chat to the media, which I prefer, because I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't, because I used to moan that we never heard anything from the powers that be. So I'm not going to moan now that we are doing. We'll just have to wait and see whether they're chatting nonsense or telling the truth.
Yeah, I think with Wilcox in particular, obviously, like you said, he seems to have a lot of power at the moment at Man United, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll find out. And the other thing is, and I've seen people say, because he talks about the data team look at players, then we look at them, I look at them, and then between us we give players to Vivell and his team to kind of go out and look at in proper detail, go and scout, do the research, what do you make of him? And I've seen people in the past, and with this again, saying, does he have too much power? Is he this sort of funnel that everything goes through, and other clubs don't get run like this? But at some point, a human being has to make a decision on things. Like even at Brighton or any of these places that really rely on data, there's still a human being that goes, actually, yes, 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 no, no, no. And you have to rely on someone's judgment at some point. A football club cannot just be run by a computer, and nor should it be. So the idea that it's him, we don't know yet whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing yet, and we probably won't for another 2, 3 or 4 years to properly understand whether he's kind of right for Man United or not. But I think this idea of having someone that is a football person and won the Premier League as a footballer, has worked in football ever since, making footballing decisions, fundamentally that isn't a problem. It's just whether he is the right person doing those things. I just think, I don't mind it personally, and the fact that he's speaking a little bit more, like you said, Jay, is a good thing, and I like that. And he's someone that is from a background of media training and press conferences and stuff, because he was a player, so he'll have done this before. It makes sense to me, and usually I like what I hear, which is good.
Yeah, I think we'll see. Like I said, obviously had a footballing background, success at City, was only at Southampton briefly, so I don't think you can look too much into that. But I think one thing that is obvious is he seems to have a good relationship with Amorim. He seems to be quite protective of Amorim, which I think is a good thing. Yeah. And he seems to be a good sort of conduit between Barada and Ratcliffe and Amorim. He seems to be sort of gets on with everyone and can hold all that together, and you need a bit of that.
He's the link man.
He's a link man, and that's probably necessary. John Kine says, good luck with the sleep out, Jay. My sister did one at the cricket ground on Monday evening. Hope weather is okay. Where you'll park, share any sponsor link. Thank you. I put a little link in there. I'm doing a sleep out to help out for the Booth charity, which is a homeless charity in Manchester. There's a link in the chat. I appreciate anyone who can support that. It's for a great cause. I'm going to sleep in outside in a couple of weeks under the stars. Should we go on to the next one?
Yes, what we got? Mission Impossible, save Benji from Gary.
This feels like not really a pun.
No. It's not a pun, it's just a vague
some
reference,
words.
isn't it? Is this just a reference or is there a...
Let Harvey take it.
Harvey, hello.
Benji from Mission Impossible.
Who's Benji from Mission Impossible?
The guy played by Simon Pegg.
Oh, is that his name, Benja?
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
we're back in.
And when you read the story, for some reason, and this is quite a common thing with Jason Wilcox, he refers to Benjamin Sesko as Benji.
Benji.
Do you know what? He's got on the mic like a young Eminem.
Yeah.
We thought this kid had no chance, and he's blown me away.
Let's
there.
see what the kid's got.
Yeah, he's blown me away.
Yeah, he
Well
walks
done.
onto that stage unknown and he walks off it a legend.
Yeah, well done, Harvey.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Let's read this. Man United chief makes feelings clear on new star after awkward Gary Neville verdict. Manchester United chief Jason Wilcox, again from this same interview, has predicted that Benjamin Sesko will be an amazing player despite his slow start to life at Old Trafford. All right, their words, not ours. Speaking to club media, Wilcox proclaimed, Benji, at the top end, he's going to be an amazing player. It's difficult to be a number 9 at United, and I know sometimes that Mateus and Brian are getting a lot of credit, but the runs that Benji is making is also helping Mateus and Brian as well. Wilcox's comments come after Neville gave a scathing assessment of Sesko's performances, admitting that the jury's still out and he's miles off it compared to the other forwards United brought in, like Cunha and Mbeumo. So Wilcox himself not strictly mentioning Neville. Whether it is a sort of thinly veiled response to him or not, what do you make of the comments?
I feel like Wilcox is right to stick up for Benjamin Sesko. I feel like some of the criticism has been a little bit OTT. I think Sesko, I know he didn't have the best game at the City Ground, but I think on the whole he's done quite well since he's come in. I like what I've seen, and we get sort of bogged down, don't we, in stats and everything else. And you can even look at that. He scored 2 goals in the Premier League, so he's not set the world alight. But let's not forget, everyone's sort of saying, oh, Højlund's smashing it at Napoli, Højlund's doing this. But Rasmus Højlund scored 4 Premier League goals last season for Manchester United. Sesko's already got 2. Like,
yeah. And Højlund's got 2 goals for Napoli in the league this season.
Exactly.
And he's doing really well.
So it's sort of, whichever way you want to spin the narrative.
Yeah.
And also, he's just got it, Benjamin Sesko. And I think he's had good games. And I always go back to that Chelsea game where it was like, was it his flick on for Mbeumo and then we get a red card? That almost wins us the game, that.
Yeah, it does.
And that's not something where you go, well, that was the goal or that was his... It wasn't anything, really, in terms of stats. But you can watch it and go, actually, if you watch the game, he affected the game in a positive way. And when you see him on the ball, he looks good. Even when it's not quite coming off for him. Yeah. Like when he's had one where he's offside or where he's done whatever, it's just like his shot's been blocked or saved, whatever. You look at his movement, you can see there's a player there. And he looks quite relaxed. It doesn't seem someone who's been suffering from the pressure of being a Manchester United number 9, which is what we've seen in the past. So I think what's happening here is, it's like the whole thing, like, if you're going to praise something, you have to have the negative somewhere else. It's like a zero-sum game. So if this is good, that must be bad. So if Mbeumo and Cunha are smashing it, then that means that Sesko's not really doing very well. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. I think all 3 of them are doing well. It's just Mbeumo's absolutely just... Yeah, on another level. Yeah. Player of the month, I think, for October. Yeah, just phenomenal.
Best player in the league in October, probably.
Doesn't get any, literally can't get any better than that. Matheus Cunha has gradually got better at Manchester United, and he's now showing the levels that we saw at Wolves, and one of the reasons we bought him. Again, doing very well. Benjamin Sesko is doing well, probably not quite as well as Cunha and Mbeumo, but I wouldn't say miles off it compared to that. I think that's harsh. Yeah. I think that, yes, I understand that those 2 are probably doing a little bit better, but I think Benjamin Sesko has done well. And I'm actually enjoying what I see from him. Yeah, and I think that just because he had a quiet game in Forest, I'm not like, oh my God, why have we bought him? You can sort of see why he could struggle a little bit in that game. He wasn't the only one, to be fair, the kid. So I like Sesko, I'm glad we got him. And I think there was a part of me a few weeks ago where I was like, when our midfield was struggling, and when Sesko wasn't always starting, and obviously Mount's come in and sort of done better than a lot of us expecting, it's like, should we maybe have not got Sesko and got a midfielder instead? No, I think we were right to get Sesko. I think we need that number 9 one way or the other.
And he would have gone somewhere else if he didn't get him to us.
Like we can't have not got him then and we'd got him in 6 months.
No.
We wouldn't have.
He would have gone to Newcastle.
Yeah, and he was a player that obviously we'd looked at for a long time. Yeah. Knew United were interested in, wanted to come to United, but actually waited to come to Manchester United and has done very well. And you look at like Alexander Isak, for example, who smashed it at Newcastle, and he's gone to Liverpool and he's struggled a little bit. And I think now there's even sort that maybe they don't need it to start it. Maybe the system works better without him in it, which I don't know how that's going to work for them, and I don't care. But no, I've been impressed with Sesko. What do you reckon?
I think he's a good player.
Level-headed.
No, I like him. Like you said, he's doing things in games that aren't always turning into goals. And I see an actual footballer there. I think he's a good player. And I think he will keep scoring. I think he does need a bit more service as well inside the box. Some of the crosses to him haven't been always great, and there is a bit of an issue from our left-hand side, I think, at times. On the right, it feels like Ahmad and Mbeumo are creative very much individually and as a pair, whereas on the left-hand side, first of all, I couldn't tell you who the left-back is going to be on any given game, and whether it's Dorgu or Dalot, I've not seen enough from either of them this season to be like, we're just as dangerous on that side as we are on the right, and that's not ideal for any number 9, but no, I think he's good.
Yeah.
Like you said, he hasn't been as good as the other two, but they're 4 years older than him, and our Premier League, been playing in the Premier League for the last 3 or 4 years each.
And they were a bit more ready, weren't they? I think this season,
yeah.
I think he was playing a little bit of catch up.
Yeah.
And after the Fulham game, people were questioning Brian Mbeumo when he had a quiet game against, was it Bassett?
Yeah.
It takes a little while sometimes to get going. Ahmad didn't have a great start, and I love Ahmad.
Up until probably after the Fulham game as well.
Yeah, he had a bit of a slow start. People go in.
Poor against Grimsby, not great against Fulham. Last 3 or 4 games has been fantastic, yeah.
And it's like, not everyone just comes in and straight away is like unreal. No. And I think you can see that. There's a player there, and he looks quite relaxed. He's got a good relationship with his teammates in terms of on the pitch. You can see him sort of connecting well. Do you remember last season where you literally had Rasmus Højlund levering the goalposts because Alejandro Garnacho ignored him? Yeah. Where you had Marcus Rashford when he was here, see him doing his own thing, then he left. Then you had Ahmad come in and he did quite well for a bit and he got injured. Like, it just sort of disjointed. Yeah. It did, didn't it? You had Kobe Mainoo playing as a false 9 at one point. It just looked like a mess.
Yeah, that game.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love Kobe, but it's like he's not a striker. Now you've got players where you've got options. You can rest someone, you can drop someone. It's not the end of the world. Mount can come in, Ahmad can be pushed further up, or Sesko could start, or Mbeumo could lead the line. It's like all of a sudden you're looking at it going, do you know what? There's a few options here at Manchester United. We're looking all right, so I'm quite happy with Benjamin Sesko. Let's see what everyone thinks.
Yeah, what do people think of him?
Twitter legend says, questioning, that is a beautiful sweater. I don't know if you're talking about me or you, but it looks like something an 80-year-old man would wear.
He's on about yours. But if you want to be the 80-year-old man...
is that about you?
He's on about bloody me, isn't he?
Go on, let's go see...
Of course he is.
Yeah, I think that.
It's one of us, isn't it? I think he actually is on about me, to be fair. But we all think that because we're all
Twitter legend says, Joseph is an 80-year-old man inside.
I've got a what inside it? What is it? What was that?
It says Joseph is an 80-year-old man inside.
I thought you said has.
Joseph.
No, God, Jesus. No, I didn't say that either.
Oh, sorry, no.
You just said that. But Jay's sweater, which isn't for 80-year-old men, or it can be, anywhere from 4-year-olds to 104-year-olds, is available on our website. So make sure you check out the link in the description.
I've got a little link. Yeah. We don't have the pop-up. What do you mean not on this one?
Well, you don't need to worry about the pop-up anyway, because it's going to be in the description and in the chat, so check it out.
There you go, little chatty.
Yeah, there's loads of good stuff on there as well.
Santa Notch says, Steve M says definitely a Worthington's original jumper. Santa Notch says, the biggest thing to me, Jay, is the lower injury count this season. It's true, that, isn't it? Because Valley had, other than Lisandro Martinez and 1 or 2 little niggles, we haven't had a
Speaking to Steve about this the other day,
How
saw
so?
a tweet dated back to 2024, I believe. And if not, then who cares? About when Liverpool were making an approach for Amrim, or considering him as one of their options post-Klopp. I don't know if they ever made an approach. Whatever the facts are, within those parameters, they considered Amrim.
Yeah.
And one of the things they apparently liked about Amrim was how he massively reduced the number of injuries at Sporting. And that was something that his teams didn't get injured very often compared to his other clubs around the same sort of playing at the same level. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if that was a coincidence or that would look and this is a coincidence, or whether the training methods he uses are seemingly quite good at keeping people from getting injured. Because obviously what people will say, well, we're not in Europe, and that is a big thing. But more than 50% of the teams in the Premier League aren't in Europe, and we've still had, I think we've literally had the fewest number of injuries of anyone this season.
So weird, that.
It is weird, and I don't. Again, could be a coincidence, and we'll have to again wait for a longer sample size. But apparently, that was something Liverpool had picked up on when they were initially talking about Amrim. So hopefully, that's something that can last, because that's absolutely massive. That's as big as anything. That is as big as anything if you can keep your players injury-free, should I say?
It cost
couldn't be bigger.
So much over the years.
Yeah,
it really has. It's cost us so many trophies.
Yeah.
and then like stabs at getting into Europe or the Champions League, where you think if that injury hadn't happened, if that player had been available, could have done that. And I know all teams get injuries, but look at some of the successful teams. Like the most obvious one was when the Scousers first won the league, I think, under Klopp.
Yeah.
And it was like
barely any injuries all season. Yeah.
Like,
Leicester were the same. No injuries.
No injuries. Like their key players stayed fit for the entire campaign.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and you think, had Leicester lost Kante for like 2 months, that's the end of that.
Yeah,
or Vardy.
Yeah.
Like,
Vardy does his ankle.
Yeah.
And he's out for 6 weeks. Game over.
Forget it. Same with the Scousers with Salah.
Yeah.
If Salah would have missed a big chunk of that season when they won the title, then I don't think they win anything. So yeah, look, if it is something that Amorim's doing, then long may it continue, because
Absolutely.
we need a bit of an advantage, to be honest with you, because our injury record, sort of, again, post-Fergie, I keep saying post-Fergie for everything, but post-Fergie, our injury record has been horrible.
Yeah.
Even pre-Fergie, remember like 2012 when we lost Vidic for ages?
Yeah.
I think that cost us a title. Manu Vidic would have been worth 1 point, and that would have been the title. But anyway, I digress. Go on, what's next?
What we got? Here we go. Ruben can't feed the 75,000.
Right, okay, so is this a biblical reference?
Biblical reference, that one?
It is a biblical reference.
Yeah.
Saying that he can't work miracles.
Right, love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice that, innit?
Yeah, it's nice, it does the trick.
Well done everyone. This is this sort of second interview with Piers Morgan that Cristiano Ronaldo's done, so let's get into it. Cristiano Ronaldo says that Ruben Amorim cannot work miracles and admits Old Trafford sadness. While United have shown positive signs recently, Ronaldo still has reservations over the club's current situation. He said he's doing his best, speaking to Piers Morgan on Piers Morgan Uncensored. What are you going to do? Miracles? Miracles are impossible. We say in Portugal, miracles are only in Fatima. You're not going to do miracles. Even the players, Manchester United have good players, but then some of them don't have the mind. What is Manchester United? Do we have another graphic as well for this? So here's more. He's talking about if asked if he still keeps up with United's results and whether they bring him sadness. Ronaldo says, of course, because I was a player there so many years ago. I won the Champions League there. I won the Golden Ball. I won like 12, 13, 14 titles there. So as I say, and as I repeat, Manchester United are still in my heart. I love that club, but we all have to be honest and look for ourselves and say, listen, they're not in a good path, so they need to change. And it's not only about the coach and the players, in my opinion. Have you seen, how much of this have you seen?
None of it, I can't stand Piers Morgan.
Okay. So I've seen a few clips amounting to probably 3 or 4 minutes, including the bits I've just seen here. It feels to me like, sorry to just give my opinion before.
No, please do, because I've got no interest in watching this at all.
Okay. It feels to me like his mindset is locked in the place that it was when he left Man United. Because I obviously, not on a good path, we finished 15th last season. So I'm not going to say that we're on this amazing path. Haven't you noticed, Cristiano, we finished 15th last season, it was great.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not true. But it feels as though he didn't seem to update any of the way he spoke about United from when he'd left, or since he's left. To the point where I think, maybe how much attention is he paying? He didn't really, again, from what I saw, maybe in the wider interview he didn't really seem to stir in the new ownership, the updates to Carrington, which he criticised before he left, the way that United has undoubtedly changed in the last 2 years, good or bad, didn't seem to factor into what he was saying very much to me.
How much?
I don't know why.
I know you've only watched a bit of it. Was a chunk of this interview about United, or was just a little bit, and it's been sort of...
It was a decent chunk.
Yeah.
It was at least sort of 2 or 3 questions.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a...
Because I do feel
thing,
that for the hook for this interview has to be United.
Yeah.
Because, like, if Ronnie went on there and spoke about Juve or Real Madrid...
Or Al Nassr.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? If he says, Real Madrid, they've got good players, Bellingham and Mbappe and Vinicius and that. Don't know if they'll win the Champions League, though. That's not a headline.
No.
That doesn't mean anything.
He might well have said that.
Yeah, I don't even know, honestly, yeah. But if he goes, I know we mentioned like Rooney. I saw a thing on Twitter where Ronaldo had referenced Rooney saying Messi was the best in the world. But him saying, criticising United, it does generate some headlines. And I'm guessing for Piers Morgan's show as well, like a chunk of his audience, a big chunk will be from the UK. So United is going to be what's most of interest. What does he think about United? Yeah. But the fact is, he's done all this about United.
Yeah.
That first interview was him firing shots at United, him saying why I don't like United anymore, him saying why United have not
Not the club he knew.
not the club he knew, him having a shot at the owners, the manager, all the rest of it. So this just feels like the sequel you didn't need. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like Titanic 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think, obviously, love him as a player for United, and even in the second spell, there was great moments and great times there as well. But it did sour toward the end a little bit, and I just think it was unprofessional what he did. I stand by that, regardless of who you are. Doing an interview while you're still a Manchester United player, slagging off the club to someone who is as divisive and controversial as Piers Morgan is as well, I think was something he shouldn't have done. And I don't think anyone should do that if you're a Man United player, especially a leader in the dressing room like he would have been.
Yeah, it was all a bit silly. And this is all, and you never use this word when you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's almost irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
It just feels a little bit like, I don't really care. I'm not really that bothered what he's saying about United like I used to be. I cared about it when he was at United and he's talking about United, and I think, Jesus Christ, this affects us like massively. You've got our biggest player talking about the club in a massively negative way, and whilst I agree with some of what he was saying about the ownership or whatever, ultimately it does undermine the manager a lot. Yeah. And now you've got a guy who, like you say, yes, he's upset. I saw something, I might be wrong. Did he say something about we're not going to win the title or something?
I haven't seen that.
Did he say that? Get involved in the chat comments, because I saw, again, I'm going off what I just saw like on Twitter, and I think he said like something about we're not going to win, United aren't going to win the title, and I think, well, I don't need Cristiano Ronaldo to tell me that this season. I mean, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, it just seems a bit, I don't know. Honestly, and Piers Morgan makes me want to volley my screen across the room. He just does my head in. I'm surprised Piers Morgan didn't start burning his head out about Meghan Markle, because he's obsessed with her, isn't he?
They were proper loving each other, to be honest.
Oh, were they?
So, yeah.
Oh my God, you've
laughing
sold
along
your
and he's Piers Morgan's touching his abs and all sorts.
Really?
Genuinely, yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Do you know, like sort of like the stereotype of a sort of middle-aged woman chatting up a younger boy in a coffee shop or something?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him, isn't he fancy? all those abs, I wish I still had them. Like, honestly, he literally went, I wish I had that. I'm just a fat, pathetic loser compared to you, Ronnie. You're sick, mate. I'm just a little worm.
Do you think Piers Morgan just gets him on to touch him?
Yeah. Let me touch your stuff. Give me your stuff. That's what he says to him afterwards, yeah. I mean, it was a bit sickly, pally, fucking... Piers Morgan loves that Cristiano Ronaldo quite likes him, and that is very
Piers Morgan has done like a sort of love campaign for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
For the last 3 or 4 years, considering he used to hate Ronaldo back in the day.
Yeah, when he was at the first time,
and said how he basically should be chucked out of English football, he was a cheat and a knobhead and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then he went on this charm offensive, got an interview with him, and then since that interview has consistently just like heaps praise on him, and every time United lose, he'll say like, oh, they need Ronaldo or whatever, and it's obviously sort of fueled his ego. Plus, let's be honest, he's not that arsed. He's probably getting paid loads of money off Piers Morgan to go on there, which is all he's bothered about.
Or being paid zero money, but thinks this is the person to do with. Because there's, how much could they pay him that he cares? I
don't know, man.
Do you think?
I reckon, because I don't know, and maybe it's my sort of hatred of Piers Morgan that's clouding my judgment. Is his platform really that big in terms of like podcasts that Ronaldo could go on?
But wasn't it being shared on like Ronaldo's Twitter as well? Right. I almost feel like if Ronaldo's picking someone to interview him, it would be Piers Morgan, almost regardless of the fee. But maybe they've. I just don't imagine who even owns Piers Morgan Uncensored. It's not GB News, is it?
No, is it
Channel 5?
It's like the Sun or something? Salt TV.
Like who
type.
there. So I don't know. I guess they would have enough money to make Ronaldo excited, but he gets paid $750,000 a week. I wonder what they're giving him.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It just felt very pally, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Adele Samaki in the super chat says, "Greetings from Egypt, lads. Just joined. Whom are we buying now?" Adele's been a member for 3 months. We'll get into some transfer news in a minute.
Oh, have you seen this? We'll move on to our next one. Have you seen this? What we got? Aye, calm down.
Jay gets it.
Bit of Scouse rhetoric there.
Yeah, this is the Van Dijk Rooney thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
This is just gone stupid.
Go on.
Yeah, let me read it and then
it.
we'll go through it. Van Dijk and Rooney forced into awkward conversation after a week of verbal ping pong. At the start of last week, after a terrible run of form, a terrible run of Liverpool form culminating in a 3-2 defeat to Brentford, Rooney said, "No one's seen this coming. It's hit them quick, it's hit them hard, and I think they're struggling to find a way out of it." Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, they've signed new deals, but I don't think they've really led that team this season. Van Dijk responded, this was face-to-face, by saying, "I didn't hear him last year. It doesn't hurt me." Just to come back to this particular player, obviously a legend. That comment is a bit of a ludicrous.
That wasn't face-to-face.
Oh, that wasn't face-to-face.
That Van Dijk response was after the
Brentford game.
Okay.
The game, was it the Brentford game they won? Yeah. Sorry. So that wasn't face-to-face.
Okay,
That was
now
Van
we're
Dijk
getting to the
asking it.
face-to-face stuff. Okay, sorry. Right, that makes sense. Rooney further that criticism. This week, my job now as a pundit is to give my opinions on what I feel. I'm sure if you ask him or Arne Slot, he probably hasn't been as good as he has been over the last few years. That was my comment, which I stick by. So here we go, sorry. After the Madrid game, which was face-to-face, Van Dijk said, "If you lose 4 or 5 games in a row as a Liverpool player, then I think it's fair criticism." That is absolutely normal in that sense, but I think that it's over the top at times as well at that point. I think it's good that ex-players who played at the highest level, who dealt with difficult moments as well, put a lot in perspective. Rooney said, "I'm not saying anything anymore because I spurred them on and it put them on a winning streak."
He did go on to say,
Yes.
the funny thing with this was, right, and I think I might have the transcripts of this somewhere, so
Yes.
forgive me, because this is just sort of typical tribalism, this, where it was like, and also social media, where you saw it all over social media, because I actually watched this exchange, and I didn't think there was a lot in it, to be honest with you. I think there was like, basically, Van Dijk's done the post-match interview, and then he's spoken about, he said, sorry, forgive me, I'm going to sort of breeze through some of this, right? So, Van Dijk's done a post-match interview on Amazon Prime, I think it was, whatever it is, or TNT. So Rooney's there, part of the panel, pitch side, Gabby Logan. So Van Dijk said, "It's easy now because we won twice in a row and it helped pretty well." And then he goes on to say, "In that meeting, the time was October, so much football to be played, so many twists and turns that can happen, and I think at times the noise was a lot." So then Logan said, Gabby Logan, who was doing a bit of shit stirring, "You looking at anyone round here in particular?" So she was trying to sort of egg him on, saying, "Oh, Rooney's there, go on, have a dig at him." And he said, "No, not at all, but listen, I think it's very important to put things in perspective. You keep your head down and work and get out of the situation, because the quality we have, that is not the issue. It's about keeping working and keeping going." And then Robbie Fowler just asked him if you know, does it affect you? And then he says, "No, it doesn't affect me." And then Gabby Logan was asking him, has some of the criticism been fair? And he says, some of it has been, And then Rooney said that bit about, "I'm not saying anything because I think I spurred him on." And then Rooney sort of backs what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "I think what I've said was fair. When you win the Premier League and then go on a run where you lose 3 or 4 games in a row, which you don't expect from Liverpool over the last few years, as Virgil is captain, I think that is your opportunity to go and lead the players. And that is what I was saying. That happens in football, and I think the response has been great from Virgil and the team." So he's not backed down from what he said. No. He's repeated what he said.
Doubled down.
He's doubled down on it, and he's explained himself. And then Virgil van Dijk says, "I think if you watch the games, then I would definitely take responsibility. I think the comment that I signed my new deal, and then it was like, that is it, and I let it slide, I think that was a bit, but that's my personal opinion, and we move on." I actually think, right, and anyone who watches this channel knows I've not exactly been Virgil van Dijk's biggest fan. I don't think Virgil van Dijk did anything wrong in that exchange. I think he kind of sort of stuck up for himself without being a knobhead about it.
Yeah.
And I think Rooney acted like, well, that's what I said. I stand by what I said.
What's your response
Yeah,
to
and
it?
it wasn't like, Gabby Logan was trying to get a bit of needle going, and it didn't really happen. And then social media was like, you've got all the Scousers going, Rooney shit himself, and Rooney put in his play. I think we didn't. He doubled down on what he was saying and said it in front of him.
Yeah.
And then you might have a few, I've not really seen many United fans having a dig at Van Dijk as such. It's just a case of, it was brought up, Rooney repeated what he'd said on the podcast, and Van Dijk went, I thought, you know, certain things, but it's fine, we move on. So I don't think there was anything in it.
No.
To be honest with you.
I think, and obviously, Gabby Logan was shit doing, but I think almost, not right, well, I think almost rightly so. I think she brought out what everyone was sort of thinking when those two stood next to each other after the last couple of weeks that they've had. And I think that we got to see that. And I think, like you said, we saw Rooney reiterating his position, and Van Dijk getting a chance to respond to that to his face.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of them shit it. I don't think either of them overstepped the mark. I think it was a good interview to watch, and it was just interesting. And both gave their opinion, and then the show moved on. What do you expect them to just start fighting each other?
Yeah.
Or Rooney to sort of run off, or Van Dijk to scuttle away? Like, it just was adults disagreeing to each other's faces on telly.
Yeah,
that's all it was. It was fine.
It wasn't that aggy, to be honest with you.
It was absolutely fine.
It was kind of
good.
respectful.
Yeah.
And I think, it was one of those rare occasions where I don't think anyone particularly came out bad or...
No, and people want to make it, like Rooney shit it. Well, he
didn't. He just repeated what he'd said on his podcast with Kay. But said it to Van Dijk's face, and Van Dijk was like, "Look, almost that's your opinion. I disagree on this bit."
Yeah,
but he literally says, "But we move on."
Yeah,
he just felt like a little bit of nothing. Adel Samakia has gifted 5 Paddock memberships. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Loads of people thanking him as well.
That's great. Cheers, man.
Chris Griffith says Rooney smashed Virgil van Dijk when he played for Southampton. Van Dijk should stick to twerking for cash. I love that. Bringing up something happened 10 years ago. I love that. Smashed him when he was at Southampton. I remember it. I remember when Anthony Martial sat him on his ass. It's one of those where Liverpool fans are going to back Van Dijk and United fans are going to probably stick up for Rooney, and Evertonians will probably do the same. But it was a bit of a storm in a teacup, to be honest with you.
Yep. What we got next? United rocketing rivals transfer plans. Rocking. What? Was it? What? How is that meant to be said?
We'll let David take this one from here.
Rocketing. Rocket.
Like rocketing.
Yeah.
The trouble I have with this, right?
What does rocketing mean?
It's the word rocketing doesn't really mean much.
Rocking would make sense.
Like rocketing.
We're hoping for a bit of a bonfire night pun. Rocket. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, he's made it worse.
5th of November.
No, I know it's bonfire night tonight.
Don't say it's 5th of November, isn't it? Like,
he just went bonfire night tonight.
It's 5th of November.
And he getting all aggy with me again.
Yeah, 5th of November, isn't it?
Harvey went 5th of November. No, I understand, but when you said we were hoping for a bit of a bonfire pun.
Yeah.
Like,
but you can't then use a turn of phrase that doesn't exist. Because if you wanted to get bonfire in there, you could have the headline could have just been bonfire, firework, toffee apple burger. And we were hoping to get bonfire. Yeah, well, you did that at the expense of all sense.
But it's like when you said we were hoping to do it, it's like we wanted to, we were hoping to do it.
So then we just did.
For some reason, like, this is what we ended up with.
We just had to get rocket in there somehow.
Right, okay.
It's awful, we'll move on.
Yeah, it's...
Can we have that on camera, please?
Yeah.
It's awful, we'll move on.
Oh. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
I feel bad now he said that.
That image is odd, isn't it? His hair looks like not real.
His hair?
It's like blue almost, and not. It's like faded and blue and 2D. Do you know what I mean? It's got a sort of PS1 vibe to it.
What, is Barnet?
Yeah, because it doesn't look like actually. I think it's just the colour of it from where I'm standing.
It looks
actually,
right.
from the front's alright.
Yeah.
From the side here. Come look what I mean. It's like silver and blue.
Oh yeah.
Don't look right, does it?
No, it doesn't. I wonder what you're on about.
Yeah, straight on it's actually
normal to me. But from over there, it looks terrible.
So it's not right.
Yeah.
Let's get into this then, because this is from the Metro. Man United plotting 44 million bid for powerful forward after Chelsea transfer interest. United are understood to be one of the most interested clubs in the 20-year-old forward. Who is this 20-year-old forward? We haven't said his name yet. Rocketing, I guess he's called.
Oh shit.
Was your microphone on then?
It wasn't. It is now.
We just did Harry the Disses go, oh shit.
You know, remember how he used to do it on live?
Yeah.
He'd do it like
But
dead
like
loud.
just then?
Yeah, but he'd do it dead loud so you can hear it go, fucking hell.
Fuck's sake.
I remember doing the news once, and someone went wrong on the screen, I just dead loud, fucking hell.
Oh, so who is this person? Vitor Roque.
Vitor Roque
Is his name. Thank you very much. Right. United understood to be one of the most interested clubs in Vitor Roque, the 20-year-old forward, with Chelsea and West Ham also keen on the Brazilian. The Red Devils have already sent scouts to watch Roque in action, and it's said they are now plotting a bid in order to win the race for his signature. That's according to Brazilian outlet O Globo. That's not what it's called, is it? Is that what it's called? There's so many O's after. It's just fucking vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. Ogalobo. Although United will not be able to make a move for Roque until the January transfer window opens. I mean, fucking hell. Talk about a tapping of a sentence that from the Metro there. Roque has registered 13 goals across 28 Serie A games since he joined Palmeiras from Barcelona for an initial fee of 25 million in February, as he became the most expensive signing in South American football history.
Really?
Yes.
You know. Is this not happening then?
No. Also, he played in Brazil. He's Brazilian, grew up in Brazil, moved to Europe, went to Barcelona. I think he was on loan at Celta Vigo or another Spanish club. Barely managed to get a goal for both of those teams across either 1 or 2 years. Was then sold back to a club in Brazil.
Yeah.
And has been there for like 1 season. Why would, he was considered a bit of a wonder kid before he moved. But a lot of that has passed now, and I do think 13 goals is impressive. But when you're someone that's, a Spanish club's taken a chance on, and then you failed at that level.
It was Betis who was on loan.
Betis, sorry, not Celta Vigo.
No, but it was...
Failed at that level.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Then gone back to Brazil and done pretty good. 13 in 28 is good, but it's not like, world-class numbers. I don't imagine us going for him personally, but maybe they'll think if he is powerful and he is more physical, maybe think where he didn't potentially suit Barcelona, he might suit the Premier League a bit more. But for me, this feels a bit of a stretch.
Can't see it personally.
No.
It'd be a massive surprise if we went out and spent a load of dough on a striker. Also, as well, we won't be able to make a move for him till January. Yeah, we know that. But if we do make a move for someone in January, is it likely to be this lad? Maybe. If there's an injury to Sesko, but even then, I think it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
John Shin's in the chat.
Yes, John.
Good vibes. John, he says, when I was explained Bonfire Night, I remember thinking Steve and Jay were making it up to troll me.
So for anyone who's not from England, Bonfire Night is sort of thematically one of the most cruel and bizarre festivals in the English calendar, I would say. So it celebrates the death of what we call, I guess, what now would be described as a terrorist uprising.
Yeah.
Which was fronted by your man Guy Fawkes,
Yeah.
who plotted to blow up the Houses of Parliament
Yeah.
in order to get rid of the old status quo and that.
Yeah.
It was foiled when basically I think one of them just told everyone it was there.
Fucking grass.
Yeah. The night they were meant to do it, we were going to blow it all up. They got the gunpowder, they got the explosives, whatever, underneath the Parliament and everything. They were right there, and then I think someone shit it, basically.
Right.
Then they found him, obviously, found out who did it. Guy Fawkes, who you might have seen with the brimmed hat and the sort of beard, he was hung, drawn and quartered for his troubles and burned at the stake.
Just in case.
Just in case the hung, drawn and quartering didn't do
I
enough.
guess, not to ask silly questions, but anyway. I mean, after the hung, drawn and quartering, you ain't alive anymore, are you?
The quartering will tend to see to that.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
If the drawn or hanging doesn't.
Seems like just showing off at this point.
At that point, it's remember when Nanny was doing keepy uppies against Arsenal?
You're 4-0 up, and you're going down a touchline, fucking doing keepy uppies.
Yeah, it's bad sportsmanship, to be fair, the old burning after 100 and quarter, but back in those days, we didn't really give a shit. So now we continue to support the monarchy and the government by building effigies of Guy Fawkes, raising money, and then ceremonially burning them publicly.
Yeah.
That's
I think the whole Guy Fawkes...
Every year on this date.
We should explain it to John Shin, and he was like, what?
Because this happened, by the way, 400 years ago. 500 years ago.
1605 or something around that time.
So it's not recent. This has persisted such a long time.
I feel like Guy Fawkes is sort of getting overlooked though in the old bonfire situation. I think people are having bonfires more and more without Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
I think, it's like, remember Penny for the Guy and all that shit, and he used to be big in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like it's just like, now it's about the bonfire rather than Guy Fawkes.
The Fawkesian footprint is
it's
slimmer than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's just sort of getting forgotten about. But I love it, like we were talking about V for Vendetta earlier.
Yeah.
And that starts with the Guy Fawkes story, doesn't it?
It's a modern take on the
Guy
and
he's portrayed as a bit of a hero.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know, I can't remember the story properly as to, obviously blowing up things and people is bad.
And also, by the way, it is
true,
in case anyone doesn't did get that. It is a true story. It did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it
in
is
case
true.
it was a myth. It's not. It actually did happen.
Weren't there a
so-
bit of a shambles though to it all?
Go on.
Didn't they like have the gunpowder and all that ready to go and it got damp and then it wouldn't work and then in the meantime someone grassed them up?
Something like that.
Like it was a bit of a fucking,
Yeah.
you know,
Because sellers back in
budget
those
and
days
Scarpa
weren't great.
terrorist attack.
Yes.
Like,
But it was
yeah.
a proper one though. That.
Oh,
Imagine
mate.
that.
Blowing up Parliament and that.
Imagine.
That's fucking massive.
Still using that building.
I know.
They're
That's
all gone.
that is insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they all got tortured and that, didn't they? To give
Tortured
us
to
your
death.
info and that. Oh, yeah, it's how we
Give
rolled
us
back
your
in the day.
insides,
Not,
you prick.
do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's the gist of that story. Adel Samakia says, is it like a bank holiday bonfire night? Nah, there's none of that.
You
No.
just go to usually some either waste ground, pub car park, sort of council field that isn't a football field. There is an erection
What?
across what?
You might be a bit of a pyromaniac, but you see yourself start getting hard.
Anyone shut that? No.
Fire!
There is an erection of a great bonfire, and
Yeah.
then what's the big thing that comes after that, Jay?
Fireworks.
No.
Soft
Hedgehogs.
apples. What?
Everyone's obsessed with the idea that hedgehogs move into bonfires before you light them, and then do you know sometimes you can hear a vague squealing sound, and please, I was going to do a Green Cross Code advert after this.
No, I didn't know any of this.
So apparently it's a big thing. That people build your bonfire a week in advance, get
Yeah.
all your kindling and your wood,
Yeah.
and then hedgehogs go, that is the best house I've ever seen.
Right, love that.
And it's just become available for free.
So now burning hedgehogs.
So they all move in, and then
Yeah.
you set it on fire, petrol, hedgehogs have
Fucking
gone.
hell, that's
So you have
horrific.
you have to put bacon around the edge of it, lure the hedgehogs out, stamp them to death, which is more
There's
humane.
No, what? Right,
And
so
then you
you're
set the
stood outside bonfires with bits of bacon trying to
The thing
coax hedgehogs
No,
out of it.
I
This isn't true.
I don't mean to be cruel,
Right, go on.
but they are quite gullible, so you can use a bacon alternative. You can use the bacon bits from the Morrison's
Quad bacon or
salad
whatever.
buffet.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you can get away with that. Get the hedgehogs out and then you
And
can
then
start
you
your
put
fire.
your guy on there, set it on fire,
Yeah.
fireworks, toffee
Do you-
apple,
Do
etc.
you do that? Do you go to bonfires and that?
I used to love them.
Yeah?
Yeah, we used to
Do you
go,
do
we used to,
it
go
when
to
you're up
Whitwell. I haven't done it a bit. Lizzie loves it.
We go to
You went, didn't you?
Went Earlham, we go to Earlham every year. Yeah, it wasn't as good as it usually is this year.
Why? The
Felt
gunpowder got wet.
short-changed. Yeah.
Did you?
There was no hedgehogs getting set on fire. Well, it was only like 14 minutes. And it was maybe 20 minutes, so that was a bit short for starters. Plus, sometimes you have tunes.
You're usually quite good at explaining that, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've got used to worming your way out of that kind of time deficit. in the past.
40 minutes, mate. That's a pipe dream in our house. Anyway, yeah, there's using music and all that, and there was none of that, and it was just a bit like, it was all right. Do you know what I mean? The fireworks were okay, it was good, but it's not its usual standard. But we'll be there next year because it's tradition.
So thank you for your comment, John.
Yeah.
10-minute explainer on what bonfire night is in Guy Fawkes. And I probably got all the details wrong, but that's roughly right.
Yeah, any more for any more?
What we got? I can't even.
Right, someone here is glitching. Either I'm fucking glitching or you lot are. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the fucking rasclar is going on here. What is this?
Can you read it?
I don't know if I can. I think I fell at the first hurdle. Rubold McDonarim and the Doika. What? What's the Doika? Dioka?
The Dioka.
The Dioka. Oh, right, that clears it up then. What the fuck is a Dioka?
As in the Joker, the clown.
Oh my god!
And Rubald McDonough.
Right,
As in
can we have producer Cam?
Ronald
Because you guys
McDonald.
need to explain this to the masses. Go on.
Rubald McDonough as in Ronald McDonald, and the Dioka as in the Joker. Joe loves it.
So easy.
I don't love it. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Rubald McDonough and the
Who the fucking hell thinks I know what we'll do? We'll turn Diogo into Joker by calling him Dioka.
Doika.
Fucking hell.
That's like. Have you ever tried to read anything in a dream?
Yeah.
That's what English.
I was
looks
looking
like.
at it, right, for about
You can't read
30
in dreams.
seconds. And my mind couldn't get it right, where I could work out what was meant to be going on. It was just fucking gobbledygook. Rubald McDonough, right? That was baffling me. And then the end bit and the Dioika, I was like, what is that? Is it some sort of reference I'm not getting? Like some sort of
even look at this
TikTok craze, the Dioika. And then you've got this, which doesn't help me, to be honest with you. And then obviously this explains it. But then even this is still, I mean...
This is the worst, and this is the crappiest story ever as well, but I'll read it.
I can't believe you lot thought, right, Ruben Amorim, Ronald McDonald, obviously.
Yeah.
Diogo Dalot, the Joker.
There's actually not that many clowns that work with a name.
And these are two of them. Ruben Amorim and Diogo Dalot are related and are descendants of a clown. This is proper. This is proper.
They're fucking not
tabloid stuff. This
like,
isn't it?
This is.
Let's read it. Let's read it. The Portuguese duo have come in for substantial criticism during their time at the club. Forget all that. It's been revealed, though, that through the Portuguese ancestral website Genial, that the duo are great-great-grandsons of Carlos Dalot, a 19th century circus artist. United have also confirmed the distant relationship between the manager and the defender. Carlos Dalot was born in France and toured Europe with his siblings, Jose and Julia, before settling in Portugal to continue their platform. Dalot, 26, previously confirmed that his surname has French origins and his hometown of Braga is where the circus performers permanently moved to.
I hate everything about this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate it so much.
Why?
Because it just feeds into everything that just fucking is another stick to beat United with, and more drama. And everyone hates Dalot at the minute, so it's more shit. Oh, he's only getting in the team because he's both got the same great-great-great-great-granddad. And he's he's a clown. He's literally a fucking clown. He's the Joker. And it's just, and then next time Amorim loses, I knew he was a clown as well. And we've got the circus at new stadium, and it's all a fucking circus and clowns and everything. It's just shite. It just is. And like, they're not related, are they? Really?
Do you not think?
Right, fuck off.
What, as in, you don't consider this to be related, or you think the whole thing's a lie?
No, it probably is. There's probably some truth into it, but great-great-great-grandsons or whatever, that's nothing, that is it? Like, there's 6 degrees of separation that fucking separate everyone in there.
Yeah.
So, what are we fucking doing?
Because also, I mean, realistically, everyone's related, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because everyone came from the first humans, so...
Like, just...
From a sniff. What's it called? What's the first algorithm of a beast called?
I think you fucking
single
lost it
digit
as well.
sniff.
I'm relying on you to stay fucking normal, and you're talking about doing sniff. And that's how we're all related.
So when I said the first algorithm of a beast, what I meant is the first molecules of...
You just like sniff.
Of alive.
Mate,
I can't speak. This has absolutely killed me.
This is just
we have to
garbage.
end the show now, Jay.
Right.
Because this has all gone wrong.
I don't, and also, I love like this is like some sort of, this backs it up. Dalot previously confirmed that his surname has French origins, and his hometown of Braga is where the circus performers permanently moved to. Like, that proves that then. It's just fucking meaningless nonsense. I think so anyway. I mean, get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Miles says, the fact that Dalot and Robin from Batman have similar origin stories is doing my head in. Yeah. Right, there you go. I can completely agree with that.
So that's everything for tonight.
Is that everything for tonight? Yeah. I've enjoyed that.
And rightly so.
Yeah. I think we've had a mixed bag in terms of the puns, if we're going to be honest. But I think you defended them and explained them very well.
Yeah,
and
we finished on a bigger now, didn't we?
Yeah, and
what was it again?
Rubald McNamara.
Go on, Harvey, what was it again?
Rubald McDonough and Dioka.
Do you ever used to get those little discs of PlayStation games where there's like 30 games in one?
Yeah.
One of them would be called that. Rubald McDonough and the Dioka. And it's only one version of this game was made and you had to get it from the car boot. What the fuck was that?
We've come a long way from fucking our man Jason Wilcox was telling us everything's going to be all right.
I know.
Look, big thanks to everyone who joined in the chat and the comments. Big thank you to Adele Samakia, who gifted a load of memberships. Big thank you to everyone who's donated to the Just Giving page that's pinned in the chat there for the sleep out I'm doing to help the homeless. I appreciate all the support and donations. Also, go and check out the merchandise. Go and check out Joseph on a Sloppy Joe's podcast. Me, him, and Stephen House are going to be back tomorrow for Off the Bar. Also have the news in the morning. Also, we'll be looking ahead to the big game against Spurs at the weekend.
Big one.
Fucking lads, it's Spurs. We owe them one, don't we?
Yeah, 4 times they beat us last season. Come on.
Come on, man. I can't bear another defeat to Spurs. So we'll be getting into all that. So make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. Big thanks to the production team. Say hello and goodbye, production team. There we go.
Bye.
Smashed it tonight, sort of. That's been Joe Smith. I'm Jay Motty. This has been Paddock Live. Thanks for watching.